What's up guys, it's Victoria from Under Victoria's Spell, and I'm really excited about today's video because I'm continuing my series here on my channel where I talk about books that made me ... I've done cry, blush, happy, and now I want to do books that make me want to travel. It's summertime, everybody is going to the beach, they're going on vacation, and my vacation's not till the end of the year. So I'm vicariously living through characters in my books and seeing them travel. So I'm going to talk about some of the places in these books that I would really love to travel, and I tried to make them all realistic a little bit. We'll see how it goes, but we are going to talk about all the places I would love to travel if I was in these romances. The first book that I'm going to talk about is going to be one, of course, I'm in my small town era, so of course I have to mention a place I wish that was real and all these characters actually lived there so I could go and be with them and be best friends. But I am going to travel to Quincy, Montana. The way it's described in books, it just seems like this perfect little nook in the mountains where I can go and have coffee at the Eden coffee shop. I can go stay at the Eloise Inn, and I can go and hike, even though I'm not a hiker, but when I'm reading this I think that I am a hiker. So I would love to go and see Quincy, Montana. It's just so cozy, and sometimes, like, I grew up in a small town and there's just something about quaint small towns with the southern charm, and I just think that this would be the perfect place to do a little getaway, to just decompress. I would just have so much fun walking around the little quaint town, and I want to meet all the Edens if they were real and just have such a good relaxing time. I would probably want to go here in the winter during Christmas time. I feel like that would be the most fun. But this book is Jasper Bell, and this is book 4, I believe, in the series, but her whole Eden series follows in Quincy, Montana. But I just love this whole entire world. I love these characters, and I wish that I could travel and go and meet them. So that is the first book that I just need to escape and travel to Montana. The next book that I'm going to talk about is a little, we're jumping from small town and we're going straight to overseas, okay? I'm going to be talking about Highest Bidder by Sarah Kate. In this book, we get to experience Paris, France, and oh my gosh. After reading their love story, I was like, I want to go to the Eiffel Tower and have a romantic picnic. I mean, come on, who does not want to experience Paris? And I want to go to all the little cafes and have coffee and bread and sweets and treats and just window shop, because I know I couldn't afford anything in France. But after reading Highest Bidder, of course, is it Ronan Cade, I believe? He is obviously a billionaire, so I would have to be living in the high lifestyle. But maybe I can tag along as a third wheel and go and explore Paris and watch those two characters fall in love. After reading that, it just made me have a taste for the city of love. So I would definitely love to visit Paris, and I got the idea from Highest Bidder by Sarah Kate, which is book 5, I believe, in her Salacious Players Club series. And the next book that I'm going to talk about is actually a recent read, but after reading it I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be on this boat. I want to be traveling all over Europe and wherever they go, and that's Close Quarters by Candy Steiner. And oh my gosh, this book, 5 stars. I'm gonna be talking about it in my end of month wrap up, but oh my gosh, I want to go on a yacht. I'll even be the crew, that's fine. But the way that the scenery was, talked about, and of course our main heroine is a photographer, so seeing her visions and her words coming to life through the page was just so beautiful. I think Candy did a beautiful job with this book. I really enjoyed it. It made me want to go to each of these cities and see the water and just see all of the magnificent places that were talked about in this book. It was such a good book. It's like a CEO billionaire romance, kind of like forbidden because her boyfriend works on the boat. Like, this book is so good. Y'all need to read it. It's definitely worth the hype. But really, after reading that book, I'm like, okay, I need to find a boat and go sail. That would be so fun. But that is another book that definitely made me want to travel. And the next book or book series that I'm going to talk about, I originally got this idea from this book series when I read it last year. But I would love to go to Alaska, which the book series I'm talking about is the Wolf Hotel series by K.A. Tucker or Nina West. It'll be right here. I forget, the author changed her name. But after reading these books, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to go to Alaska. It seems so beautiful, breathtaking. I'm a hot-natured person, so anywhere where it's cold, I'm gonna have fun because I can go and be on a boat, I can go hiking, I can go sightsee, and I'm gonna be good. I'm not gonna be like dying of sweat. But after reading the Wolf Hotel series, I fell in love with Alaska even more. It's a place that's always been on my bucket list to go in my lifetime, and after reading that, it just made me fall more in love. I loved the story of the Wolf Hotel, that it was pretty much like Gossip Girl meets a book series meets 50 Shades of Grey. Like, it was all mixed into one. It was great. But I definitely want to experience a sunrise in Alaska, out on the water, take a little boat tour, take a helicopter ride. All of it sounds fantastic. It made me want to travel to Alaska even more, and it's bumped up on my bucket list a little bit more now. And the last book that has made me want to travel, and why I said this might be a little questionable because this one is physically impossible because it's a made-up world, but I still, if I had the opportunity, if it was real, this is where I want to go, and that is Volaris from the Agatar series. Oh my gosh, if you have read the series, you cannot tell me that you would not visit Volaris. The way it is described, the night court, oh my gosh, it makes me just want to go so bad. I want to just experience like winter solstice, which is talked about in here, Feyre's birthday, the party that they did, and just walk on the streets of Volaris and listen to the music and see people, you know, in their tiny little shops, and it be all fae and magic. That just seems so magical to me. It's kind of like going to Disney World for adults, because if you've read Agatar, this is definitely for adults. But if I could, in a fairy tale world, I would definitely love to travel to Volaris and meet everyone in the night court and just drink and be merry and have a lot of fun and get the tea like the cereal. So that is the last book, and I definitely want to travel there if it ever exists. And those are the books that have made me want to travel. Some of them are realistic, some of them are not realistic, but I thought this was a fun video to do. I would love if someone else would like to do this video and talk about books that have made them want to go to a certain place. I would think that's so fun. It's fun to imagine things even though we may be able to do it or may not be able to do it. It's such a fun thing to do. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm gonna go back into my fantasy worlds and plan more places to travel that I will probably never go. But I'll see y'all next time. Bye.